Hello, all you YouTubers. This is the Zion Zeus. Today is SEPTEMBER 092011 as we progress in the world's days today. Tonight, you can tune in to blogtalkradio.com/ the Zion Zeus, and we'll have a program tonight in relation to SEPTEMBE or 092001. We will also have an update on Comet ELEnin, Ellie as some people call it. Have a look at has anything happened since Wednesday, look at the timeline and an update. And as always, you can call in and give your opinion. It's going to be a great show, so make sure not to miss it. Go to yourdivineroots.com, become a member, or you can simply donate to keep us going, keep us running. All the information that we're putting out there at this time is very relevant and important. And if you want to hit me up on Facebook, Zion Zeus. So I wanted to cover a little bit today where everybody's faces are down, looking at the ground, and those that are staying awake and aware are looking up and paying attention to what's around in the solar system. I want to draw your attention to this particular individual, Alan Hale, who discovered Hale-Bopp comet. He's one of the discoverers, and he released this particular article called Countdown to 500 Comets, Comet ELEnin. And it's a pretty interesting article. He let's have a look here. This has undoubtedly, let's read all this for you guys. This has undoubtedly been one of the most eagerly awaited comets in recent years. Really, it was discovered back on December 10th, 2010 by ELEnin, and as you guys have already done, those who are paying close attention to the videos I'm putting up, I broke down that name, ELEnin, and in my opinion, very, very suspect. An astronomer in Novossibirsk, Russia, affiliated with the Klinish Institute of Applied Mathematics in Moscow. I'm sure he is. He was an accomplished observer of comets, and he has in fact made several recoveries of expected periodic comets within the fairly recent past. I'm sure he has. So this young guy, Alan Hale, goes on to talk in his next paragraph here. Let's have a look. He talks about following his discovery, comet ELEnin. Following his discovery, comet ELEnin slowly brightened as it approached the Sun and Earth, and it went through opposition in mid-March of this year. Okay, that's great. So let's have a look. Does he give any dates of anything? Well, actually, let's see what he talks about here. Let's see. Obviously, busy day today. The comet is currently an evening sky object located in western Leo, some 6 degrees southeast of the bright star Regulus and 2 degrees southwest of the star Rolenus. Over the coming several weeks, it tracks to the east-southeast across Leo, roughly parallel to the ecliptic, until finally it enters western Virgo in early August. Its elongation from the Sun at that time will have shrunk to 40 degrees, and since it will be south of the Sun, observations may be difficult from the northern hemisphere, but should still be fairly easy from the southern. So basically what this guy is saying, this guy that discovered Hale-Bopp, is that in the northern hemisphere it's going to be really difficult for us to see in the northern hemisphere, but if you're in the southern hemisphere you should be able to see this. It should pop up on telescopes, wherever. Even though the elongation continues to decrease after that, since the sun is moving southward, we northern hemisphere's observers may be able to keep following it for a while, perhaps even up until the time of perihelion passage, when the elongation will be 26 degrees. After that, its motion on the sky reverses as it crosses almost directly between the Earth and the Sun, passing less than 2 degrees north of the Sun on September 26. And the funny thing about that is that he does not give a date for the perihelion. He talks about when it passes the Earth, but he doesn't talk about the perihelion, which is the most important aspect of a comet, the perihelion. Well, if we go to here, JPL, and we have a look at comet ELENin's perihelion, here's September 11th, and I know there's a lot of folks out there that believe it's that date, but if we progress just a little bit, September 12th, so it's still in the southern hemispheres, September 13th, and now it should be somewhere visible on September 13th for us in the northern hemisphere. We should be able to see it. We should already be getting reports from Australia, southern hemisphere areas, that there's something in the sky, whether it's burning out and it has a tail. We should be getting reports. It should be all over the news. It should be the biggest story out there right now. Something that's coming between the Earth and our existence, the sun, should be the biggest story on this planet. It should be everywhere, but yet today just happens to be heads in the ground, everybody looking down, looking back at the past instead of looking at the future and what's about to come. If this turns out to be nothing, even if it's just a little faint little rock here, it should be the biggest story on this planet today, tomorrow, and the next couple of days, because this comet will be between the Earth and the Sun. Even if this comet was a little pebble and the Sun projected towards Earth, the velocity that that little pebble would hit the Earth with is unbelievable. So what I'm saying is that people need to wake up a little bit, that this should be the biggest story all over everywhere right now, and it's not. Again, if this turns out to be just a little comet, so be it. Even a little comet from that trajectory and velocity towards Earth would be a major problem for us on this date. And again, this is gone by NASA, who is somebody, you know, in the world that is respected for what they put out there. And again, if we go forward a little bit now and we come to this time and we keep going, and right there, I think I talked about this line, by the way. Right here we will have an alignment because I believe this line is actually off, to be honest. This line is not the way it should be. It should be more here. So you could be looking at the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, that kind of window right there of something causing a problem. And even if it doesn't, this thing between us and the Earth should be seen in the skies in the northern hemisphere, and it should be the biggest story to be covered on this planet. It should be everywhere, but yet it's like there's a blanket on information about this in all the major news networks. So you make from that what you will, and I don't think it's a coincidence that's happening at this time, in this time frame. So again, if this turns out to be something tiny and whatever, and everybody's looking down when we should be looking up and paying attention to what's happening around us and not being clouded by memory mind programming, then maybe we'll be ready. And again, we can spin this around. Now let's have a look Alignments. Has that happened before? Well, let's have a look at this guy, Mensu Amabachi. And what has he done? He went back and he tracked alignments, and did they have any significant impact on Earth when there was any alignments with this particular object, this comet ELEnin. And what he has found is quite significant in my opinion. Now, you can make up your own determination. We can see here ELEnin, Earth and the Sun, and this is when ELEnin, this comet, is on the outside pulling on the Earth. ELEnin, Earth, Sun, February 25th, February 26th, Japan and China, magnitude 7.0. Right, now we come down here a little bit and we have a look at the next part. And what do we have here? We have ELEnin, Earth, Sun, so that's the first alignment. Then we have the Earth, Sun, Jupiter, February 27, 2010, Chile, 8.8. That is huge, folks. 8.8 earthquake, and that's when it's on the outside. It's not between Earth, it's not in here right yet. It's not in here, but it's on the outside, pulling and tugging at the Sun alignment. Well, is there any more data that we should be looking at? Well, let's have a look at September 4th, Christchurch, 2010. And we have, it would be the 4th in America, as far as I remember. So September 3rd, what do we have? New Zealand, 7.0 earthquake. Earth, Mercury, Sun, ELEnin, September 3rd, 2010. So again, this is included in his observations of major quakes. Let's have a look at March 11th. And what do we have? I actually don't believe he goes all the way up there, but ELEnin was also in alignment on that date. Let's see, does he mention it down here? Actually, he does. It's right here. So ELEnin, Earth, Sun, Earth, Mercury, Uranus, March 11, 2011, Japan 9.0. And he actually has another one here. He actually mentions it right here. ELEnin, Earth, Sun, Jupiter, Moon, February 27, 2010, Chile, 8.8. So he believes this is a pretty serious, significant area for the Earth right now, and he did some research. He took the time to actually track this particular comet all the way back. And do we have anything going on now? Well, in California, there's major sun clouds. There's a dip in the weather and the heat. It has become extremely cold. Not like cold, but 2 days ago it was a nice warm kind of day that usually happens in September after the before the solar storm that hit here, and then last day or two the weather has dropped pretty significantly, and there's a major cloud covering in the California state now. So do we have geomagnetic activity continues. Earth's magnetic field is still reverberating from the impact of a CME on the September 9th, with intermittent geomagnetic storms in progress around both poles. High latitude sky watchers should remain alert for auroras mingling with the light of the waxing full moon. Let's have a look at Washington, what that popped up. And the Hopi talk about a blue kachina that will take off its mask and show its true face. Could people be getting wrapped up in the beauty that's been shown before the blue star spark shows its true colors? Possibly. But all I'm trying to show is that there's some correlation. There's people around the world showing there's a correlation between these alignments. And we have that alignment coming up, and I believe it might be in around here. Even if this is a pebble, if it comes in between the Earth, it could cause problems. So just stay awake and stay aware. The Zion Zeus.